our wellness evaluation. And also we will discuss further what the 10-point system and how it goes and how it helps everyone. Okay, so let's start with Dexter talking about the wellness evaluation. Go, Dexter.
Hey guys, good morning and good afternoon, and we're all in a different timeline. So today we're going to talk about the wellness evaluation. Uh, First of all, I'd like to acknowledge each and every one of you guys for being here. You guys are leaders, and it shows commitment, and I acknowledge you guys. So let me share my screen with you guys. Here we go. Okay, check if it's. All right, do you guys see my screen?
Yes.
You guys see my screen? Okay, good.
Yes.
Okay, hold on. Okay, so let me go over here. I made some notes. So anyway, I know last week we talked about our flow, and we discussed about the events that we can do in our business, and we talk about invitation. We shared with you last week about the 7 powerful secrets in having a powerful invitation. Actually, that 7 secret, you can also use that for your wellness evaluation as well. The reason why we want you to master these 7 steps, because it's the 7 steps that you can apply for pretty much everything in your business, pretty much everything in your life. And if you guys not only learn it but master it, it's gonna be powerful. So I'll go over it with you again. So the first one that we discuss is to start with the end in mind. So we talk about the intention, setting the intention right before you make the phone call, or before you meet with your client for your wellness evaluation. And then we talk about the building rapport, in which the form we talk about the form, which is we talk about family. Form stands for family, occupation, recreation, and your message. And then number 3 is to acknowledge them about their greatness. Number 4 is to genuinely interested about their vision. So after you acknowledge them, you shift your focus to their vision or their health goal, specifically their health and income goal. And then number 5 is to fall in love and support them with their vision. That means you're not there to sway them with what they want to happen. Hold on. Somebody came in. Let me just let them in. Hold on, okay? That's you? Okay, okay. So hold on, let me go back. And then number 6 is to close or to set the date or the action that you will take after you support them. Support them, that means it can be your presenting them of what your message is. And then of course close is the action, and then 7 is to confirm, to set the reminder. Okay, so we'll go over the same steps, exact same steps, but this time we're gonna use it, instead of invitation, we're gonna use it for wellness evaluation, in which in our language it is the presentation. So if you guys see this funnel that we created right here, it starts from the events, invitation. Last week we talked about the invitation. We're on the second one, which is the wellness evaluation. That's what we're gonna be discussing about, the wellness evaluation, in other words, our presentation. Okay, is that clear, guys? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so we'll go over it again, but this time it's gonna be the presentation. So first thing that we're gonna do is to start with our intention, or start with the end in mind. The purpose and the goal why we're gonna do the wellness evaluation, why we need to learn and master the wellness evaluation, is number 1. I hope you guys are taking notes while I'm discussing this, because I'm gonna go over a lot of things. Okay, so to set the intention or the end in mind, number 1 is the reason why we're doing we want to master the wellness profile of the wellness evaluation is because of number 1, is, goal. Number one is goal. Our goal is to get a long-term customer. So number one intention is, our goal, why we are doing the wellness evaluation, is for us to have a long-term customer, right? And number two, why we're doing the wellness evaluation is to create cash flow. It's very important that we create cash flow, especially for those of you guys who are just starting in the business. A lot of people quit this business because there's no cash flow coming in. So in order for us to keep doing this business, we need to create cash flow. Number three reason why we need to master the wellness evaluation is for us and master skills. In our language, it's called tell, show, try, and do. That means in order for you guys to teach your team, you need to master the skill first. Learn the skill. So it's like driving a car. You know how you teach your son or your family to how to drive a car is first you drive the car, and then on the passenger seat is your mentee. You be the mentor, you're driving the car. Then later on you switch places. She drives the car, you sit on the passenger side.
Yeah, she just
Then,
fell.
and then later on they can drive on their own. So it's the same thing. So we need to learn the skill. We need to tell them what to do. Number two is we need to show them what to do, and then let them try how to do it. And then after that, they can do it on their own. So tell, show, try, do. That's what we do. And then number four, the fourth reason why we need to master the wellness evaluation is for us to build a pool of people, first coming from our consumer group, and then from that consumer group who fell in love with the product. And then our goal is for them to expose them to the business and then eventually recruit them to become a distributor. And then from there, we start building our distributor base. And that's what happened when we start duplication in our business. So I hope so that's the four goals or intention why we need to master the wellness evaluation. Let me go through again. First, the goal is to get a long-term customer. Number two is to build cash flow so everybody can stay in business. Number three is to learn the skill, tell, show, try, do. And number four, to build a pool of people. And this is when you start building passive residual income, when you start duplicating yourself. Okay, is that clear? So that was the first step, which is to start in the end in mind, the intention. Number two, according to the 7 steps, is to build instant rapport. The forum stands for family, occupation, recreation, and message. In short, people likes people who are like themselves. So we talk about family, whatever they talk about. If they're both mother, then people likes people that like themselves. Like, oh, I'm a parent too. If they talk about their kids, if they say I have 3 daughters, oh, I have 3 kids too. I have 2 boys and 1 girl, right? So whatever they talk about, or if you're both female, then that you guys have a lot of things in common that you can talk about. Because people likes people who are like themselves. And that's the quickest way to build rapport. And then number 3 steps is to acknowledge their greatness. So like the example we did before, acknowledge them, oh, I've been looking at your Facebook. You have a beautiful family. And I really admire you. You guys inspire me. And, you want to acknowledge them. And, it's like establishing your relationship with them. And you are showing them that you admire them, or they are inspiring you in some way in your life, right? And then number four steps is to generally be interested in their vision or their goal, specifically their health or income goal. So, and that's when, after you acknowledge them, that's when you switch your conversation into their goal. Example, like, I admire your family, I admire your leadership, I admire your, you acknowledge them, and then you switch. Now, I know it's 2020 right now. What is your health goal? Or if you talk, if he's the go getter, you guys can talk about,
You have to bring a card in first before you cancel it. No, you just cancel it and whatever's left.
okay, hold on. So, in short, or you can talk about their income goal, right? So this is how it looks like. So when your customer comes in, of course you give them a VIP experience. If they're in your nutrition club, welcome them to their nutrition club, give them a great experience, let them try the shake, let them try the tea, let them try the aloe. And what I do after they come into the nutrition club, my goal is for them to go to get them on the scale, in which, if you guys have a nutrition club, it's called the Tanita scale, right? Tanita scale. And what I do is I ask for after you get a print out of their Tanita measurement, which is like this. So for those of you guys who have access for Tanita scale, you want to get you want them to step on the scale and get their information like this, right? Okay, so once you guys get this, what happened usually is they're eager to know what these readings are, and they're eager for you to explain what these numbers represent. So what I'm gonna do today is I'm gonna use an example right here of our presentation book that we use in our nutrition club. And I know some of you guys don't like having a presentation book, but we require, or we require that you have some sort of a presentation book or a presentation slide if you have iPad and stuff, because the duplication is easier. So what I'm gonna do with you is I'm gonna go through this presentation book. This is how our presentation book looks like. So in our club we have, this is just an example, but you guys can customize your own. In our club we have the 4-day challenge, but it can be anything, but just follow through our presentation, right? So I tell them, oh, we have a 4-day challenge here in our nutrition club. So after that, I flip to the pages. So first I go through their goals. So if, let's say, they're 200 pounds, they want to lose 40 pounds. And then I want to know about their health goal, a little bit about, if they're diabetic or blood pressure, cholesterol, and then their income goal. And then I'm gonna go through, get the flip chart or the presentation book, and I'm gonna go over it. So it's easier to duplicate as well, because it's easier to present because you're just reading it. So flip to the pages. First page is about, we're health and wellness coach. We help people about educating about their health and wellness. And then I flip the chart again. We're the fastest growing health and wellness club in the world. I flip the chart again, show them a little bit of our story, how, we got started in the business. I start comparing it with Starbucks, which is it showing there? Starbucks, which is 40 years in the business. With us, we're 8 years in the business and we have 70,000 clubs worldwide. So it's pretty impressive, right? And then what I do after that is I keep flipping it. I talk about, the products. I talk about, the tea, aloe, and the shake. I explain to them how powerful it is. And I explain to them that what the shake do. And so all I'm doing over here is I'm giving value to the product that we're gonna offer them later on, right? So it's value proposition right here. And then after I flip through, explain to them what the aloe tea and shake does for your body, and hopefully by this time they already tasted it. And when they taste it and it tastes like ice cream, then definitely they're gonna fall in love with the product, right? And then after that, I flip through the page again. I talk about the before and after, right? So I'm still holding on their wellness evaluation, but I'm talking about a little bit about the product, a little bit about the company. And here this is my chance to tell them about my story and my customer story and my family story about how we started in the business. So I start showing them, my before and after picture. And then, so I tell them, my mentor said, our story is worth $1 million. So it's important that we're not but we behind. In my case, I used to have allergies, sleep apnea. I'm taking cholesterol pill. 3 weeks in the business, I lost 3 weeks with the product. I lost 10 pounds. In 2 months, I lost 17 pounds. But the best part is my allergies gone, sleep apnea is gone, and with doctor's permission, I'm out of cholesterol pill, right? So I tell them a little bit about my story. I tell them about my wife's story, about how we get started. And then I tell them how when she got serious in her health goal and start taking 24 products. So that's another way for me to talk about the products and how powerful it is. I talk about our family's transformation, my sister-in-law, my brother-in-law, my brother, and our whole family lost 102 pounds in just our first month. So depending on who you talk to, you want to have different pictures, or you want to have different stories in your presentation book, because people wants to relate to people that are like them. So if they're like big, heavy set and stuff like that, you might want to share pictures like this. And if they're into health and wellness, if they're into working out and going to the gym, you might want to pull out and tell the story of whoever or whatever picture that you have on your presentation book. It doesn't have to be just your story, but you want to have a lot of different stories, and you want to pull out depending who you're talking to and who do you think they could best relate to. If they're like interested with the business, I tell them a story about my mentor, how he is not really he didn't really lose a pound with the product, and how he got, he made a fortune in this business. So that's something that might interest them. For if they're diabetic, I start talking about my friend who's been diabetic for 12 years, right? And so on and so forth. If they were into bodybuilding, I tell them a story about Roy and how he got ripped like this. So you want to have a bunch of pictures and stories in your presentation book, so you can relate to whatever they want or whatever goal they may have. In the end, I always have this, and I make them choose. I know and then I look at their I look at their I look at their measurement, and then tell them where they're at and where they want to be. I show them where they're at and where they want to be, so they have a clear, vivid imagination of how they want to look like after they take the product. So after you presented this picture, that's the only time you want to talk about their health numbers, right? At this point, they're really eager, they're really excited to know about their health numbers, and that's the only time you're gonna go talk about it. And this is their health number. You wanna pull out these numbers right here, and you wanna make sure you have this body analysis right here on your side. So I'm not gonna go into details to this because I don't have enough time, but next week's, this is what I'm gonna talk about. If you guys wanna learn more about how to read, you know, the body composition, stuff like that. I'm gonna explain to you guys in details next week, right? But for now, I'm just gonna go and browse through the presentation book. And then after I go through their numbers, I flip the page to this page, and then I ask them, which life are you designing? These two people are the same age, but look at the difference. This is the person on the right is the person who takes care of himself, and on the left is, you know, the person who doesn't you know, take proper nutrition. And look at the difference, right? And then I flip it over. First day, what it does, they have a lot of energy, and then appetite under control. In 10 days, 1 to 4 days, 1 inch off their waist, and they get really excited, right? So I keep flipping it to the pages for those people who wants to make extra income. I flip it over here and show them that they can do this part-time as a coach, 500 to 2,500 part-time, and for those who wants to do it full-time, 5,000 to 10,000 for full-time, you know, coaches. And then over here, I'm gonna tell them, schedule your wellness evaluation, get a free and build more value to the wellness evaluation. Full body composition analysis, diet analysis, customized meal plan, and stuff like that. So with this flip chart, it's so easy to present. And then after I flip it over, and then the sixth step is, of course, to close, to close the sale if they're ready to buy or purchase the product. And then number 7 step is to confirm. So after they purchase the product, you might want to tell them to join the weight loss challenges, or if they become a distributor, you might want to set an appointment with them so you guys can go over the test with them. It's either Zoom call person. A quick of how we do it with the wellness evaluation, how we use the flip chart, and how we present it on our client. What we're gonna do is we're gonna share this flip chart with you guys in the mastery page, so you guys have an idea how you guys are gonna make your flip chart and how you guys gonna customize your presentation. So that's my time, guys.
Oh,
Homework this week. First, please write this down. Go. Okay. All right, we're back. Okay, so homework assignment for this week, guys, is for you guys to create your own flip chart. That's number 1. And number 2 is for you guys to practice with your flip chart with your people. Last week, practice with your invitation. This week, create your flip chart in practice with 10 people on presenting using your flip charts. And then next week, we're gonna go through the details of, you know, the wellness evaluation and how to make meal plans. All right, guys, that's my time. Thank you so much.
thank you, Dexter. That was a great presentation. So, guys, I guess to sum it up,